Understanding grand jury proceedings, what to expect. Imagine being part of a process that decides whether someone should face criminal charges, all behind closed doors. That's what happens during grand jury proceedings. These are an important step in the judicial process that many people don't know much about. So, what actually takes place during these secret meetings? Let's find out. A grand jury is made up of between 16 and 23 citizens. Their job is to review evidence and decide if there is enough to formally accuse someone of a crime. This decision is called an indictment. The process happens before a trial and is kept private, separate from the courtroom where a trial would take place. It's like an investigative checkpoint to see if there's enough reason to move forward. Jurors are chosen from a larger pool of citizens. Once selected, they appoint a foreperson and a deputy foreperson to lead the group. Before starting, each juror takes an oath to be fair and impartial. The judge presiding over the proceedings gives instructions, called the grand jury charge, which explains how to evaluate evidence and what rules to follow. These rules include keeping everything confidential and not investigating on their own outside the process. During the proceedings, the grand jury listens to witnesses who testify about the case. The prosecutors, often United States attorneys or their assistants, present evidence like documents or physical items. The person accused of a crime usually does not attend, and defense attorneys are not present either. The jury's role is to investigate and decide if the evidence shows probable cause, that is, a reasonable belief that a crime was committed. A minimum of 16 jurors must be present to conduct business. They can subpoena witnesses or documents to gather more evidence if needed. All the testimony and evidence are recorded, but the jury's private deliberations and votes are kept secret. This confidentiality helps protect the process and the people involved. After reviewing everything, the grand jury meets in private to discuss and vote. If at least 12 jurors agree there is enough evidence, they issue what is called a true bill, which means an indictment. This formally charges the person and allows the case to proceed to trial. If they decide there isn't enough evidence, they return a no true bill, and no charges are filed. Grand jury proceedings serve as a check on prosecutorial power. They make sure there is a reasonable basis to bring someone to trial. Remember, they do not decide if someone is guilty or innocent. That's the role of the trial jury later in the process. Instead, they focus on whether there is enough evidence to move the case forward in the legal system.